Okay guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm very excited because together we are gonna see the best concepts related to language learning and learning Italian that you can apply starting from today to really speed up your process in learning the Italian language. So to learn to speak very well Italian and to understand it very well. These concepts completely transformed the way I learn English, because after 10 years of school I could not speak or understand the language, and that was causing me a lot of issues inside because I thought I didn't have any talent for learning English, and I was frustrated with that. But once I understood these things I'm going to share with you today, everything changed, and the same is going to happen for you and your Italian. So get ready, because we're going to start right now. So the first thing you will need to do to learn Italian is to find interesting and comprehensible input. What does it mean? You're gonna learn Italian from now on directly through the Italian language. How will you do that? You will need comprehensible input in Italian, interesting. So what does it mean? It means that you will have to be engaged with that content, you will have to like it, and understandable, comprehensible. So you will have to have the transcript in Italian and English translation. The second thing you need to do, of course, is to find a method that works, that you like and enjoy, and stick with it. Nothing is gonna happen until you stick with something. So stop trying 100 different apps, 100 different private teachers or school. Find one method that works, stick with it, and do something consistently every day. Because this is the other big difference when you're gonna learn Italian with me. I suggest you do something every day. 10 minutes a day is much better than 2 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Thursday, like it's done in the traditional school classes. Why? Because you want to replicate what happened when you learned your first language. You were exposed a little bit every day to your mother tongue. It wasn't something you did 2 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Thursday. You were exposed to your language a little bit every day, and slowly your brain absorbed the language, absorbed the whole grammar of your mother tongue, which is English, and then you were able to speak, communicate without thinking about grammar rules. You didn't even know about the existence of grammar, but you could speak perfectly. Why? Because you gave to your brain the materials, the raw materials that it needs to develop a language, which is comprehensible, interesting input in the language, and listening to it a little bit and repeatedly every day. Then another key point is to set realistic goals. So you now understand you need to listen to a little bit of Italian every day, so that your brain, no matter the age, is gonna absorb the language, even if you're 70, 80 or 90 or 100-year-old. I have students that are 88-year-old, so really don't worry about the age. And you just have to set realistic goals. Don't say, I'm gonna start to listening to Italian 2 hours a day, if that's not realistic for you. Start saying, hey, for 5 minutes a day, I'm gonna start this process of listening to the Italian language. Then if you can do more, awesome. But start with 5 minutes so that you are sure that you make it happen every day, because that's gonna be the key to make this work. Then stop focusing on grammar rules too much and focus instead on learning grammar through the context and learning the language through the context. Stop memorizing single words like dog, cane, house, casa. That's gonna make it 2,000 times harder to learn the language. Instead, focus on the context. Once you have complete phrases and you get the whole picture of the Italian language, it will be much easier for your brain to connect the dots, understand the articles, prepositions, the names, etc., without stressing too much about it, but directly through the language, like it happened for me with English. I'm not thinking right now about the English or language. I'm thinking about what I want to tell you. And imagine if I would be here thinking, how do I say, think, I am thinking? That's how I was stuck when I was following the traditional method in school. My teachers taught me this way: memorize words, memorize verbs, memorize conjugations, prepositions, and I was stuck after 10 years of school. Everything changed when I understood I'm gonna learn from context. I'm not gonna worry about grammar anymore. I'm gonna listen to the English language. I just need to understand it. So I tried to find materials I could understand. And you're lucky because I produce materials that are Italian, English translation, so you will not have to worry about it. Then you have to be patient and don't try to speak Italian from day one. I see many courses that are called Speak from Day One or Speak Italian today. That's the worst thing you can do to your brain. Imagine that Italian is a new language for you, you're a super beginner, and they are promising you that you're gonna speak in a week or a month. What do you want to speak in 1 week or a month? If for your own language it took several months to even start speaking. When you were a baby, you were absorbing the language without rushing to the speaking phase. Why? Because your brain needs time to understand, to listen to comprehensible input, to material in the language, so that it absorbs the sounds, and then after a while that you do that, speaking will become effortless. But why? Because you did the pre-work, you did the job at the beginning of listening to the language. What many fail to understand is this, that comprehension comes before speaking production. And it's always going to be like this. If not, it's always going to be a struggle. If you try to speak too soon or right away, you basically will just repeat memorized sentences or words. But that's not language learning. You're not going to learn Italian that way. You're going to memorize Italian and then forget it. If you instead are patient and you start listening to the Italian language, then after a couple of months, etc., that you've been doing this, you can start activating slowly your speaking, and you will be able to do it much better with less stress and in a way that is much more efficient than your friends that are trying to speak from day one just to show off that they are fast in learning a language. But then they are gonna fail. So, related to being patient, remember that learning Italian is gonna be a marathon and not a sprint. And if you start with that in mind, you're gonna succeed 100 times more than the other students that start thinking, in 3 months I'm gonna speak perfect Italian, I'm gonna do an intensive course in Italian, and I want to be ready in Italy in 2 months and speak amazingly. They're gonna fail. Instead, if you start thinking, hey, this is gonna be a marathon, but I will see the progress along the way, and I'm gonna enjoy the process of learning this beautiful language that my ancestors were speaking, that my grandpa was speaking in Sicily, or that my friends speak in Italy, or that I can speak when I will visit Italy as a tourist, enjoying the landscape, the culture, the food, and everything. If you take this approach, it's gonna work much better, because you're not gonna rush to something that you cannot do at the beginning, which is speaking. So, as the famous American linguist Krashen said, to learn a language, you just need to know what to do and stay with it. Anybody can do it. So you just need to understand what to do, and then having the materials to do it and sticking with it. If you do this, nothing is gonna stop you from learning Italian, no matter the age, no matter how busy you are, but you have to be consistent. So I hope this quick video was helpful. I tried to give you the best insights that I learned in 7 years, helping people learn Italian, helping Americans learn Italian, helping everybody understand how to learn languages. As you guys know, I'm the founder of Italiano Automatico. It's a channel that has more than 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we impacted millions of people worldwide. So trust me that what I'm telling you is very important, and if you understand these key concepts, there's nothing that's gonna stop you from learning Italian. So leave a comment please if you enjoyed this video. You can leave a like and share it with your friends that are learning Italian. And you can also join our Facebook group, Italian for Americans, where we have a lot of Americans together that are sharing their passion for learning Italian, and they're very engaged in this activity of learning the Italian language. And in the meantime, I'm gonna wish you a great week, and I will see you in the next video.